everyone, Luna here. Welcome back to the channel. We are coming in with our most recent speed build and also my finished shell challenge. So we are doing a shell challenge that is due July 12th, so there's still time to get in there. Luna Summer, it's under the hashtag Luna Summer 24. There are 2 shells that you can grab, a 2-story one and a 1-story. This shell challenge, I wanted to do something creative with the help of a fellow community member who made out the shell challenge in my name, because this was our ode to coming back to our shell challenges. We had taken some time off and kind of just working on us, and I kind of stepped away from The Sims for a little bit, but this was a perfect way to come back, especially during my summer vacation. So what I'm doing here is that this is in an occult lounge. It is called the Occult, and each letter I made for a specific occult to come over, and it caters to them. I wanted to do this because I knew I didn't want this to be a home, and I didn't want to do a store, and I never really did a lounge, and I don't really touch my occult that much, but I'm hoping from now to the end of the year I do play a little bit more storylines with different occults. So the first one is for the witches, that is the L. The U is for the vampires, the N is for the werewolves, and the A is for the mermaids. So with this being an open lounge, of course all Sims can come and go as they please, but each section, I will say, like if I'm playing myself, if I have this occult, I would mainly go to the letter that is more for them, but also it's just a place, a safe haven place for the occults to go, even if they do butt heads, but it's still just something fun to have in the build, and I feel like it's a little bit more creative. When you're doing the shell, I want you to find your own creativity in what you're doing. Like I said, if you want to check out the rules and stuff, I do have it listed on the gallery in the shell, or you can check the community tab here where I posted up the shell, and it kind of gives you everything. I try not to make my shells super hard on rules. I don't think they need to be that, because it is just a shell challenge. I keep my CC to a limit of none, but I do know some people have 1 or 2 things that they want to add. Just try and keep it to no CC or limit to CC so we can see the full finished build. I try and not limit packs because I do want to see as most as possible from people, and I don't want to exclude people that even if they're like, oh, I really want to do this shell, but I know you don't want this pack used, or you specifically want this pack used. This is an open shell pack. There's no rhyme or reason to only use this pack or that pack. I want the creativity to flow with this one because it is not really an odd shaped, but I mean, we have long hallways. There's a lot of differentness here, and so I want the floor to be open and interpret how you would do the shell and how you would do each build. I really had a lot of fun doing this, and I thought this was gonna go honestly a lot longer than I did. I got it done rather quickly, and when I first got in here and I just looked at the hallways, I was like, this is gonna be awful, because I wasn't really sure I wanted to break off into like rooms or break things down like that. But once I started going and had an idea that pretty much every section of the build, each occult has like a sitting area, and the Spellcasters, they have a whole bar area, a place where they can sit down. There's a TV. I think I put a TV in there. I don't know if I put a TV in that one. But there's just a whole eatery section for them, okay? And I kind of thought of that also as kitchen witches, and they're mixing drinks and they're putting that energy into that. So their area is more focused on getting together, drinking, eating food. I put a cauldron down there. There's a little area for them to sit, even a long table. And then they have a conjuring room, because spellcasters do, right? I ended up using the pack from the paranormal pack because I feel like that ties in with what I was going for. I put a few crystal balls on the table, you know, their brooms are up, and I specifically wanted to use items from each of those packs. So if you get my build, it would be beneficial for you to have those occult packs so you can get the full effect. That was the main thing that I wanted to do when I was going into this, was each one I wanted to specifically make sure that they had their given pack. So that's what the Spellcasters living space or lounge space is based on. The vampires, I thought of more of entertainers And so they again have a sitting area. I didn't put a bar up there because I don't think you can serve plasma. I'm not gonna lie, I've never really played with vampires. I've had it since it came out for how many years now? Never really played with them. But they do have a nice little sitting area when you first walk in. It has like a lounge where they can kind of get together. Vlad is on the wall, of course. And actually, no, I put a statue of Vlad first before, and then we changed the picture on the wall. So like one side of the U, it's just kind of lounge area where they can get together, mingle. And the other side, I put an organ and a microphone so they can entertain, each other and maybe whoever they're gonna have that evening. The werewolves was a little tricky for me because I really don't like the werewolves. That's probably one occult that I really have no desire to want to play with, but I'll try and give it a go. I don't know, but I made them kind of focus more on working out or just using that high energy anger of theirs. So they have a lounge area when you first walk in, a TV, a couch, and they love to party, so I put a little DJ booth over there on their side, and then they have a big open bar area, so of course where they can serve the food they need, the drinks they need, and then on the other side I ended up putting a space for them to work out, so work out that anger, their punching bags, to kind of work that out. That's how my thought with the werewolf swim. And then my mermaids, I made it very beachy for them, very sandy, and there's in-ground pools inside. So if they need to, go ahead and transform into that tail, the water is there for them so they can hydrate. There is a bar area in there as well. And of course, I love all of the beach stuff, and I had probably the most fun with that one. Spellcasters and mermaids are my two favorite occults, because me as someone who's pagan and I follow kind of that path line, spellcasters, and I love Harry Potter. Those are always been my favorite ones, and I've always loved mermaids. I love water. I call myself a mermaid. I have a mermaid in Second Life, so it just went perfectly for me. The vampire was easier. The werewolf was kind of mild, but regardless, as a whole, I do like how this turned out. The one thing that I did do is that each section, I made sure that it was accustomed to that letter. So the L on the outside is very just kind of cool, calm, collective. The U is a little bit darker, and has that entrance for the vampires. The werewolves have a little bit more trash outside, a bonfire. They love being outside. It's the moon and stuff. And then the front of the mermaids completely beached out. I probably, that's like the bright area. It's completely beached out. I have sand, went the whole 9, and I really, really, really love it. But I'm excited to see everyone's creativity, and this is up in the gallery. I did kind of make this area back here. I wanted it to be kind of like a dueling place. And so I wanted to center it. So if you had brought 2 spellcasters out here, they would stand in a circle, and this is where they would duel. And then there's chairs around where people can watch. I put the teleporters back there so they can get to the magic realm. And so I made it accessible to where the slot can be used as one, but then they can also get to where they need to go if it is a needed thing. And I know the teleporters I have used in one of my house builds before. I didn't pay much attention to any of the yard back behind. This is on the 64 by 64 lot, so it is big. And I mainly just paid attention to the front. The outside of the spellcasters is really the only one that I did something out back. Other than that, everything's out front. I don't really need to worry about what's out back. That wasn't part of anything that I cared about, which honestly, there was already so much going on in the first place that this just worked for me. But I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm loving the idea of just coming back into the game and doing more creative builds, having some type of a storyline to it, getting back into our shell challenges. I'm already running with an idea coming up next and what we're gonna do for the next shell challenge, so I'm really excited to feel that drive and excitement come back and I hope that you guys are as well, because I love checking out all the different builds that you guys do. So as this video continues on, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the build and how it all comes together. I really, like I said, had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm shocked I got it done so quickly. I usually am one of the last few people to get my own shell challenges done, but I was the first one to get it loaded. So I'm like, okay, this is a good sign. This is something that it's showing and telling me that, hey, the break was needed, come back fresh. This is good. So I hope you enjoy that. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that little bell so you don't miss any of the next videos, and be sure to watch through all of it so you can see the screenshots at the end, so you can see how it all beautifully came together. And again, this build is available up in the gallery, and if you're wanting to do the shell challenge, like I said, we will do live shell tours on July 12th, and I would love to see the creativity that you come up with. So have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are. Enjoy the rest of the video. This is Lunagalaxy out.